Now, circumstantially, again, did these people do something to hurt me and cause me to react by dropping them like a bad habit? Yes. Yes, they did. The callers inside the house, sis. How long do you stay in a grass field filled with snakes before you get bit? Like, it came to a point where I had to like ask myself, like, damn, I can't keep a man or a friend. Like, what is going on, sis?
Young
Hey y'all, it's JimiP and welcome back to my channel, girl. As you can tell by the title, today we are doing another sit down video that I thoroughly enjoy, so I hope y'all like these. I figured this is the best way to come back in to this like hiatus I have taken from videos and posting and all of that good stuff. And yeah, so as you can tell by the title, today we are talking about why I can't keep a man or a friend, girl. In all honesty, one of my subscribers asked to discuss the fear of being alone, and I feel like they both go hand in hand. They correlate very well, so we are gonna get into that today. Of course, before we get into this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below, hit that bell button right next to it so if I want to upload all of my videos. And of course, make sure you go follow me on all my social media at JIMIP_. We are lit on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, girl, so make sure you go follow me on there. Now, with that being said, I got my nice little chai tea, okay, and I'm ready to get into this topic because honestly it's something that I had to like recheck on, because I thought I had the answer and then I was like, you need to dig it a little deeper, babe. If you ever think you dug deep enough, dig a little deeper. It can always go deeper and deeper and deeper. Generally on YouTube, my demographic is like 20 to like 35, I believe. And typically y'all have either already lived on your own, are living on your own, are about to live on your own, or literally in the process of getting your very first own little apartment. Now, I've lived on my own a few times, but the first time I feel like I've ever felt like that aloneness is when I moved to Atlanta. Like, after the movers have left, after your family has like left, packed up, and it's just you and maybe you got a little animal, a little baby animal, a little fur baby. It's just you by yourself in your own place. No one else is there. Like, do you remember the feeling that you felt? Do you remember like the loudness of the silence? Do you remember like not knowing what to do next? Like, what do I do? Like, who do I talk to? Do I talk to myself? Do I talk to God? Do I talk to my dog? Like, what do I do? Like, it's like it's like the weirdest feeling in the world. So during the moment of me like being in my apartment for the first time, I was just like, oh no, I felt it. I felt like the loneliness creeping up on me and like the tear about to like come out. And I said, oh, hell nah. And I got my ass up. I called my friend that I met in college probably like 6 months prior to, and I said, hey girl, let's go get a drink at the bar. And that's exactly what we did. This was the beginning of what I felt like was the revolution of this like era of Jimmy trying to find a friend, a man, a group of people, a society that I belong to, because I felt the loneliest that I've ever felt in my entire life. So I did a little research, and basically the definition of like the fear of being alone is monophobia. So that's the big word, but the simplicity of it is basically a form of anxiety. I'm not anybody licensed. I could be slightly off, but I did my research, so I'm almost sure I'm right, but don't quote me. So with that fear, there are different variations, two of which I feel like to me are like the most common that we see in like society, which is social anxiety, the one that has gotten me by the root of my scalp. And that is just the fear of basically being alone in public or in social spaces. And then the second one is like relationship anxiety, the fear of not being in a relationship or not having a partner, companion, friend, somebody that you have an attachment to. So if y'all watched my last vlog, then y'all know that I just came back into the world after fasting for 21 days in December, and then I took a week of rest break. And honestly, this past like week and a half coming into January has been a lot of planning, restoring, and kind of just like trying to figure out what the next steps are. And with my fasting, also therapy has been an amazing kind of like intertwine into this whole like thing of just breaking down these barriers, learning my triggers, learning myself, and just learning how to like maneuver through like these things in my life that I feel like have been holding me back for a very, very long time. So going back through my timeline of life, I realized that I've always had a Batman, right? Like I've always been the Robin, and I've always like searched for like the Batman of my life, because I'm a very awkward person. I'm shy, like I'm socially anxious. I don't like to generally be the like center of attention, because I'm just always just like nervous about like the judgment of people. So it was always somebody that was a lot more outgoing, a lot more extroverted. I was here for that because I wanted to live through those people that were like doing those things, but I didn't actually want to do them because I was fucking scared. So for majority of my young like little child life, I can remember me having a person that was always like the forefront of me. And then up until like high school, I kind of started to develop more of like a, not a main character, very much given like reoccurring cast member. So in high school, I started to like gain this friendship group full of people that basically were my personality. I gained this group of best friends that I felt like if I did not have them, like what am I doing? Also in high school, I got into a long-term relationship, and that became my foundation of who I was. So obviously they became a crutch. And so when I moved to Atlanta, and as I said in the story times of the fallout with my ex-boyfriend and the fallout with my best friends, I literally felt alone. Like I literally felt like, oh shit, I feel like my entire world has been uprooted. Everything that I've ever known as a safety, as a comfort, as love, as friendship, as like loyalty, as like anything you could possibly think of was taken away from me. Like 7 years worth of friendships and relationships were gone. Have you ever had like an addiction or like a routine, like not anything like drug or alcohol related, but like have you ever had like a routine or an addiction that you did like consistently? Like for instance, say like every Friday night after work, you get off work and you go to your favorite bar or your favorite spot. You get your lychee martini, you get your spice chai hookah, the DJ is playing all the right music that you need to like catch a vibe. And you know, no matter what, no matter how like shitty of a day you've had like at work, like in the beginning of the day, you know that when you go to your favorite spot on a Friday night, you know you're gonna have the best time ever. Like all the other shit that happened is no longer an issue. You're gonna have the best night ever. Now imagine doing this for 7 years. 7 years, every Friday you were at this spot for 7 years. You know the owners, you know everybody has been the same bartender, the same DJ. Everybody is just in their comfort, right? And then one day, Friday comes, it's another Friday, no biggie, and you are headed to your Friday spot per usual. You are on your way. You pull up to your Friday spot and boom, it's gone. The place is shut down, burnt down, for sale sign is up, it closed up shop, thank you, don't come again. Where do we go from here? This is the only comfortable place in the world that you know that you're supposed to go. This is the only constant thing in your life. What do you do next? First of all, you panic. you're lost, you're confused, you don't know what to do, you sad, you're going through emotions of like confusion, worry, like anger, all of these like emotions you're going through because like how dare you just uproot out of my life. So you go out there and you start to like search for any relative comfort, anything that you can find that relates to the previous thing, person, whatever place that you had lost, and now you're trying to find somewhere else. So you find your old bartender, you see that he is working at this new place, so you figure, well, my comfort was in my bartender, so let me just go to the place where my bartender is. You get there, you get your lychee martini, and the music is trash, right? Now you upset because damn, like my drink is good, but you know the music not hitting. So you say, you know what, trash it. We going somewhere else. This not gonna work. Throw that one away. Since the music was trash at the last one, let me go ahead and find a place that has good music. So you find your old DJ that was at your original place. It always go back to the original place. You go to the new place where your old DJ was playing at, and the DJ is playing good music. It's going great, but then you get your hookah. Your hookah comes spice chai flavor. It's disgusting. It's horrible. It's terrible. It's not pulling. It's harsh. It's an off-brand spice chai. This is not what the hookah at the old place tasted like. Now, if y'all know me, y'all know I need my hookah. If the hookah is bad, you can count me the fuck out. The hookah is bad. I just need to go somewhere where the hookah is good and I will be great. I can sacrifice the music. I can sacrifice the martini. I can sacrifice all of that. I just need to make sure that my hookah is good. So now you done found the guy that did the hookah at the previous place. Now we going to another bar that has the hookah that you know is going to be good. So you get to that bar, you get your hookah, everything is going great, and you are still feeling like something isn't right. Something isn't adding up. Nothing, this still doesn't feel right. Something feels off. Something doesn't feel like it used to before. Now you're sitting here and you're still feeling that emptiness, that aloneness. Alone is having no one, or I added on to nothing else present. Have y'all ever felt that before? Like the feeling that nothing is filling you up? Like, why am I still feeling alone? Like, how am I surrounded by like thousands of people in a club, but I still feel like I'm alone? Like, how am I in a group of friends, but the love doesn't feel the same, the comfort doesn't feel the same, the safety doesn't feel the same, and you still feel empty? Like, that is the worst feeling you can ever feel. It's like, you think I'm supposed to just move normally? I can't move normally. Like, this is not how, this don't go this way. How this string don't go there. 1 + 1 is supposed to equal 2. Why the fuck is 6 right here? Why is this like this? Nothing is making sense when you are trying to figure out like how to reposition your life once something that was a constant is taken away. 5 years is the amount of time I've literally been in Atlanta. I've been trying and failing horribly every single time with different men that I've dated, as y'all seen in the story times. Different friend groups, as y'all seen in the story times. Like, it came to a point where I had to like ask myself, like, damn, I can't keep a man or a friend. Like, what is going on, sis? The callers inside the house, sis. Especially in my last friend group. I had to ask myself after like our fallout, like, am I the problem? The actions that occurred in this fallout is the reason why I was like, I'm done. I can fucking not, because I'm not desperate enough to stay in a situation when I feel like, or I know that there are a bunch of, like, I hate the term, but like snakes surrounding me. How long do you stay in a grass field filled with snakes before you get bit? The signs are there. You are being told. You feel it in your gut. Hell, people are saying it in like hidden languages. Bitch, leave. That's not to say that they were bad people. I don't think they were bad people. I just think that the situation was a bad situation for me to be in. Entering this friendship, I thought that I was going into a safe space because it looked so familiar. It looked like exactly like what I had previously, it looked like that bar that I used to go to. Like, it looked like that. I had to sit back and think, stop trying to recreate or rewrite this story that already happened. That's one thing that I've learned. I've learned to allow God to write the story and I just follow. Also, to stop asking for things that you already had prior, because if you were meant to have it in this part of your life now, it would never have left. The reason why what you had before is no longer here now is because God wants you to have better. So you keep asking for shit that is in the past to represent itself in your present. You just doing yourself a disservice. Those of y'all with social anxiety or just this monophobia or this fear of being alone, I really challenge you to ask yourself why. Why do you feel safer when you have a +1 at an event? Why do you feel safer when you are sleeping with someone at night? I felt safer because I felt like if I had somebody else with me, I didn't have to be the person that gave the substance to the conversation. I didn't have to be the person that was the meat of the conversation. I could just be that person that was like standing in the background, throw a little joke in there and like go about my business. I didn't have to like actually provide anything because I was scared that if I said something, it probably didn't have any substance. Like, I'm a big bully to myself, honestly. And that's the deep root of what I've learned about myself. I'm my biggest bully because I've had bullies all my life. And so it kind of just became accustomed to the fact that once I no longer had bullies, it just didn't make any sense. Like, no, someone has to like humble you, bitch. You're dumb. You don't have anything of substance to say. Don't say anything. I've never been enough. But if I add myself with somebody else, this is great. Which is fucking terrible, okay? But that's why I did my fast. I'm in therapy because I no longer feel that way about myself. But it takes a while to get rid of that inner bully. So I'm working on her. She's a mean bitch. So ask yourself, why? Why is it that you feel like you need that? I can't answer that. But I can share with y'all what mine is. And maybe that'll help you confront what your why is. There are many other reasons as to the whys though as well, why you may fear being alone. Some people don't want to go to sleep alone because they don't like the loudness of silence. Or the thoughts in their head that comes from the silence. Some people fear being alone because society has imprinted on us that if we don't have a group of friends, that something is wrong with us, or if we aren't married by 30, then we're tainted, or we have something, or we're not lovable. Some people need to be in relationships because circumstantially they have grown up always being like the parent or the provider or the taker care of people in their household, so they don't feel normal unless they have someone to parent. So they attach themselves to people that need to be fixed in a way so that they can feel like their life has substance, because without it they feel like they don't have any substance, which is bullshit. So don't think that about yourself. And the root of it all was that I was trying to find like this cure to like my social anxiety, like, oh, I just need a friend so I don't be socially anxious. But the issue is I needed to stop trying to find an external solution to an internal issue. This is an internal affair. The issues going on right now has nothing to do with anything outside of my own self. So I need to fix the internal and not search for external things to fix it. So when seeking friendships, when seeking relationships, I had to learn, and I hope y'all take this as well, that these relationships are not meant to fill a void. They are meant to add on. You should not go into a relationship or a friendship feeling like that person needs to fill an area of your life that is lacking. Go into a relationship to have a person add on to what you already have. I feel like for a lot of relationships and friendships, I stayed in them because I felt like I needed them in order to make me whole. And I never want to feel like that again. I never want someone, or not even someone, I never want myself to feel like I need somebody. Only person I need is God, okay? I don't need anybody else. Granted, do I want something? Do I want great friendships? Do I want a relationship? Yes, but like, you should feel full in yourself and know that you are just enough to make yourself happy for the rest of your life. Now, that does not mean that you ain't never gonna have a friend, you're never gonna have a man, but you should want these things. You should only feel like you need God, because when you start to feel like you need somebody in order to make you be happy, that means that if that person or that thing is no longer there, that means you are no longer happy. And then it goes back into the cycle of feeling like I need to find or chase this thing that made me happy once before. No. I know I feel like that's going to be a hot topic, because I feel like it's always that like strong independent black woman thing that's just like, oh, I don't need no man, I don't need no friends. Like, no, I'm not even saying it like that. I'm just saying you should never feel like you need something and without that you are nothing. You should never feel like that. You should never feel like if something is taken out of your life that you are now not whole. Now fight me about it. No, seriously, don't fight me about it. But y'all, let me know what y'all think down below. Do y'all agree with that statement? I know it's a touchy topic, but okay. So after knowing all of this, I had to sit back and ask myself, am I the problem? Drum roll, please. Yes, I am the problem. Do I feel like those people hurt me? Yes. Do I feel like those people betrayed me? Yes. Do I feel like those people did things that made me leave the situation? Yes. Do I feel like these people or these friendships or these relationships no longer made sense? Yes. But in all reality, it never made sense. My intentions going in weren't pure. It wasn't because I was just looking for an amazing friend to add on to my life. I was looking for someone to cure me of my social anxiety, fill the voids that I had in my life. And that is not fair. It's not fair to put that big of a requirement, that big of a task on a human being. That's extremely selfish. Like, let's be very for real right now, okay? Now, circumstantially, again, did these people do something to hurt me and cause me to react by dropping them like a bad habit? Yes. Yes, they did. But I will take ownership in my part of the fact that for a very long time, I have not healed areas that needed to be healed from the very jump. And instead, I became a toxic bitch. But I'm working on it. So where to start after we done said all of this? Again, I am not a licensed therapist. I didn't go to school for this. I definitely recommend you going to God or your local therapist. So number one, of course, is getting with God and asking for clarity. That's always going to be my number one, because whenever you feel like you don't know something, whenever something is confusing, whenever you are lost, whenever you feel like you have an issue but you don't know how to fix it, I always recommend asking God for clarity. It's pretty simple. God, please give me clarity on, and then say what you need clarity on. The thing about God is he already knows exactly what your issue is. He just wants you to ask. He needs you to ask. Number two, figure out your whys, aka your triggers, and how to move forward from it. Number three, stop outsourcing internal affair issues. Number four, know who you are and what you want. I feel like this is something that I'm still working on, because every single time you transition into a new phase in your life, mommy phase, wife phase, teacher phase, humanitarian phase, whatever point of your life you in right now or previously or going into your future self, you're always going to have to reevaluate who you are and what you want, because every stage of you has a different need, a different want, a different description. Shout out to my therapist, because she told me that, period. As long as you know the foundation of who you are, that's all that matters. But everything else after that is going to change with the job title, sis. Number five, the only way to overcome this fear of being alone, sis, this is going to be the hard one. You got to go be alone. I took some time off. Obviously, I had a lot of time off, just of me doing things on my own. Now, granted, I could bring the camera, but I just really wanted to just sit in me and kind of just learn me and kind of see what I like and see how it feels to be alone, like, you know, just to sit there, just sit in yourself, go do things by yourself. I have been doing things on my own. I went on a sushi date by myself. I went to watch the Ravens game by myself at the bar. I went to the library. I went on a coffee date. I've been doing so many things by myself, and I plan on absolutely doing a whole lot more by myself, because that's the only way you're gonna get over or conquer this fear of being alone. It's like your first time riding an airplane. Like, the only way you're ever gonna be okay with it is if you get on the damn airplane. And then last but not least, number 6, be patient with yourself. But just to intertwine number 1 and number 6, God and therapy have taught me patience, kindness, how to love myself, how to love others. So I highly recommend it. Those are the things that have gotten me to this point. If you know me, you know me from my previous videos. Y'all know I was a crazy wild girl. Like, I was fighting, I was a drunk. When I finally said, okay, sit down, I built this relationship with God, and I got into therapy and started to address my issues. I feel more free. My heart feels more settled. And it's made me a lot more clear and certain of me. And that is the best feeling I can ever have. Anyway, yeah, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all in my next video.